What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we need to talk about Lyn. Now, I will say Lyn by no means is coming soon. The next three banners, I don't know what order, but it's going to be Frigg, Cobalt, and Claudia. I don't know what order they're coming in, but they're going to be the next three. I don't know. So Lyn is by no means coming soon, but I have to talk about this character because she is like one of the biggest, if not the best character to get on any account ever. She would be the only character that I say is a must summon. Like, no discussion, no debate. She has to be on your account. She's the only character in the game that I would say that for. And I've seen all of the characters. She's the only one. And I'm going to explain exactly why. So, if you guys don't know, she has a fan. She doesn't have a sword or a gun. She has a fan, a big fan. She's a DPS user. Her element is aberration. She's the only person with this element, and I'll get into what that is and everything. Her shatter is 1150. Her charge is 1150. She can shatter and charge by herself. Now, this doesn't completely explain aberration, but we'll go into this. We'll go into it, right? When the weapon is fully charged, the next attack will leave a mark on the enemy that explodes after 5 seconds. The explosion deals 25% of the damage dealt during the marked period, up to 560% of attack. Only one mark can exist at a time. And then weapon mastery. Activate weapon mastery when used with other weapons. Night blooms will randomly appear around the target and explode within 1 to 3 seconds, dealing 60% AoE. So those are like her built-in passives or whatever. But aberration has its own thing going too, and we're going to get into that very soon. Moving on to everything that she can do. Her normal attack is just, a normal attack that does 5 different moves. Next, her air attack is also going to do 5 different attacks. It's just going to be in the air. Moving on to her next move. After the second basic attack on the ground or in the air, long press the basic attack to trigger the 0 fall into mud. Now, it's kind of a rough translation because this is obviously from CN, but yeah, you get it. Launch an attack at the target location, dealing 83% plus, etc., knocking the target down. Passive. Quickly click the basic attack after the ground is released into the mud, and it can be released immediately for a short-lived time. The next one, long press the basic attack to release a short-lived up to 3 layers of power. During the charging period, the Overlord and Control free effects are activated. The first layer causes a certain amount of damage to the target. The second layer, it causes even more damage to the target. And then the third layer causes even more damage to the target. So this is a move you can sit there and you can just charge up. And then whenever you want to release it, you can release it. It'll float towards the enemy and do damage over time. It's going to keep doing tick damage. You also have a long press in the air that'll trigger a normal attack as well. Fall quickly from the air, dealing a certain amount of damage, and you're knocking down the enemy. Now, as you guys can see on screen, this is quite a lot of stuff on top of. There's a little bit of mistranslation when it comes to this. So the sentences might not make complete sense, but I'm going to simplify this for you just so you guys can get the entire gist of what this is. Now, if you want to read it, it's on the screen. You can read it yourself. But long story short, whenever she uses her ability or her skill, she makes this really, really big, and you guys will see it. You'll see it. I'm going to have gameplay for you. She releases this really big realm, and inside this realm, she can fly. She can fly, she can shoot projectiles from the air, and it's only with her weapon. If you switch weapons, she can't fly. But inside this realm, every 0.8 seconds, there will be these little flowers that pop up at, where the enemies are and do damage. every 0.8 seconds. This realm lasts for 15 seconds. Now, in this realm, her damage is also increased, right? And like I said, she can literally fly. Now, also remember, her stamina consumption is reduced by 15%. And the reason why is because whenever you're in the air and you do attack moves in the air, you lose stamina. But since it's 50% reduced, she's going to be losing a lot less. Also, cooldowns 30 seconds. Now, this is where the ability and aberration gets really, really crazy. And as you guys can see as you guys will see in the gameplay, whenever there are two of the same element on the team, she will take the damage of that element. So in the video, you'll see that there are 2 Volt users on the team, and now her ability is Volt. So she's using Volt damage inside this realm. Now, whenever she has these abilities, or whatever ability, she takes on the mastery of that element. And what I mean by that is, as you can see with Cobalt B, she gets the weapon effect here. The same goes for Claudia, same goes for Frigg, the ice shell. So whatever element she has, she takes on that weapon effect. Now, let's say that there are 2 different elements in the team, right? You have like a flame user and then like an ice user. If there is no like 2 elements in the team, she will create her own resonance and get increased damage by 15%. Like it's how she works is so insane. And this is why anytime you see a tier list or you see anyone talk about anything, she is on every team. And that's literally because she can fit on every team. She's so ridiculous. Like it's not even a contest. If there's one unit that you want to get, it is her. Now, moving on to her discharge. When the weapon's fully charged or in Fantasia, switching from another weapon to this weapon clears the negative, status of oneself. So she cleanses herself. Release the gravity weaving with a strong absorption force, causing certain amount of damage. And after 5 seconds, the explosion forms a defuse wave, causing more damage. During the skill period, the immune damage lasts for 2.6 seconds. When I tell you that Lynn is like absolutely insane, I hope I explained that to you guys in a way that you guys will understand. But long story short, she puts this field out. If there's 2 elements that are the same in it, she gets that element. If there's 2 different elements, she just keeps her own element. She gets her own resonance. In this field, she has stamina reduction. She can fly. She gets a damage boost. Enemies take damage over time every 0.8 seconds. Like there's a bloom. It's crazy, dog. So now that we've gone over all of the craziness that is Lynn, we can get into her dupe system and talk about, that stuff. So, with her first star, normal attacks deal AoE damage. When night blooms are in explosion range of each other, increase the damage of subsequent explosions by 10% each, up to 50%. Lunar reflection reduces the spawn time of night blooms by 0.5 seconds. So literally making her normal attacks AoE, and then anytime night blooms are close enough to each other, they will do extra damage in each other's explosions, up to 50%. So, and then also lunar reflection will reduce the spawn time of the night blooms. So there you guys go as far as that. Her second one just increases her attack growth by 16%. Perfectly fine. Moving on to her third star, lunar reflection reduces the spawn time of night blooms by 0.3 seconds. Night blooms now attach to enemy targets. The duration of lunar reflection is increased to 20 seconds. If you guys don't know what lunar reflection is, this is her skill. Her skill is lunar reflection. That's what they're talking about. Moving on to the next one, increases her attack growth by 32%. She's a damage dealer, obvious. Her fifth star, while inside lunar reflection, gain 30 weapon charge per second and increase damage of discharge skills by 15%. So now she's a damage buffer for the team. Really, really good. And then the 6-star lunar reflection can be activated up to 2 times. So now it has 2 charges. gain 1 charge from skill cooldown, gain 1 charge from using discharge skills 3 times, effective in the background. And what that means is, if I use, let's say I'm running Lin, Sakifua, and Frigg. If I use her Lunar Reflection, and then I discharge to Sakifua, then I discharge to Frigg, and then I discharge to Lin, that's 3 discharges. I've now gotten a stack of my Lunar Reflection. And obviously the other one can be, you can get it from just the normal cooldown. The damage bonus while inside Lunar Reflection is increased by 15%. She can give buffs to the team, she can fit on any team, and she can be used by herself, right? With Shatter and Charge that high. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, right? Moving on to the upgrade materials. If you want to know what she needs, this is what she needs. Like I said, she's not coming for a while, but if you guys wanted to, you know, start farming for her now or just get it ready, sure, be my guest. The recommended matrices are Lin 2-piece, Samir 2-piece, or Lin 4-piece. So there you guys go as far as that. And then her Simulacrum trait, Night Bloom's explosion damage increased by 15%. And then Night Bloom's explosion damage increased by 20%. Night Bloom explosions reduce all elemental resistance of the affected targets by 7% for 7 seconds. This effect cannot stack. So this is one of those where it's like, you really only can use it if you're using Lin, but it is really good for her if that's what you know what you want to do. I know a lot of people are going to become Lin 1 tricks or Lin mains when she comes out. So if you guys wanted to do that, that's a really good thing you could do. Moving on to her gifts. These are the gifts for her. As you can see, you know, what you want to be giving her the most. There you go. But anyway, that is Lin. Lin is absolutely insane. I'm telling you, she is a must summon. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.